meteorologist Pete Mangione with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Well, happy Mother's Day, and if you are a mother of one of the students at Barnes, one of the second graders there, you must be very proud, because I visited Barnes in Johnston for Reading Week, and these kids were fantastic, asked a lot of great questions. Now, unfortunately, I was talking too much, so I was sent back to the class. I'm sitting back there, kind of reminded me of what used to happen to me in school. But anyway, thanks for having me. We had a great time, had a lot of nice discussions about weather. One of the things we talked about was rain, and we certainly have some rain approaching from the west. So let's try to time this out for you, get out our toolbox here with live Pinpoint Doppler 12. Now, what you're going to see happen is these track from west to east. Right now, some pretty heavy showers just east of Hartford. So I'd say in the Providence area, give you an arrival time, say around 10:30 in the morning. If you're in the western part of the state, Coventry, maybe a bit sooner, just before 10 o'clock in the morning. And as we track these throughout the day, the good news is they're not lasting for the entire day. In fact, we'll have some sunshine to end things by late afternoon and this evening. In fact, this is 2 o'clock. Showers still coming down, especially for Taunton, New Bedford, out towards the Cape Cod Canal. And we could still have a few here in Rhode Island, but at this point we start to transition to drier weather, and by 3 or 4 o'clock sunshine starts to move in with just a few isolated showers. So for outdoor plans with mom, certainly you can start to think about it after 2 o'clock. By 4 you can certainly do it with the brighter skies, and this will actually be the warmest point of the day. Winds will also be a factor today. We'll talk about those coming up in just a few minutes. And how about this? This is going all the way through Tuesday morning. What you did not see was rain. We have a pretty dry, mild work week on the way. I know a lot of people like to hear that. So that is my Mother's Day gift to all of you. 54 your temperature in Smithfield, 55 Providence. Still upper 40s along the south coast where we have had fog, low clouds and drizzle. Winds already getting busy from Providence down to Newport between about 10 and 15 miles an hour. And in Narragansett, we still have some fog. Visibility not great, although our camera probably needs to be adjusted a little bit. I was supposed to tweak that before going on air. A little bit too hot, we call it, back here. But anyway, you get the idea. The hurricane barrier on the ground, wind turbines are spinning, the flags getting busy here with those breezes. And in Providence, a little bit higher up from a perspective, we are seeing a few little cracks in the cloud cover, but clouds have been increasing as of late. So we keep you in the low category on the threat tracker, not expecting severe weather, although we will get some gusty winds, and a few of these showers could be briefly heavy like we're seeing right now in Connecticut. But notice what's happening here. Behind it, the atmosphere will kind of clean itself out. Notice fairly dry conditions behind this front, and this will be the trigger to really shift up that weather pattern. That's what we've been waiting for. Another thing the front will do, though, is kick up the winds behind it. This is 11 o'clock in the morning. You're looking at wind gusts, not sustained winds. And when we have wind gusts between 15 and 20, that's not really that big of a deal. But as we head towards the later part of the afternoon, this is around 3 p.m. when maybe you're heading outside, maybe having some people over in the backyard. That's when the breezes start to pick up to around 25 miles an hour. And then the windiest part of today is actually the early evening. This is around 5 p.m. with some gusts of around 30 miles an hour possible. So just make sure you anchor down that umbrella in the table if you happen to be hanging out outside. And then winds will calm a little bit overnight, although still pretty cool and breezy. Here's another way to look at the precipitation breakdown. These are precipitation chances. Highest chances late morning through the early afternoon, and then a big drop. You can see between 4 and 6 p.m. down to 20%. That just means scattered. You can certainly be outdoors at that point. Maybe have the app with you to track any lingering, isolated, or scattered shower. So to break down Mother's Day one more time for you, this is your weather planner. You could see with those high temperatures, they don't really happen until maybe 4 or 5 p.m. Normally, we'll get those high temperatures 2 or 3 p.m. It's going to be a little bit later today because it's going to take a while for some of that sun to get here. And then on Monday, how about that? 68 degrees. And then mid-60s for Tuesday, upper 60s to around 70 Wednesday and Thursday with some showers arriving late in the week. You can get an updated Futurecast over on our website at WPRI.com.